Christina Scalera from the Contract Shop here to tell you how you can start marketing your photography business to get higher paying clients. More money for less work. It's what we all want, right? Well, here's the thing. It can happen for you. It can happen for anybody. But most people don't know the secret to getting clients to pay more for the same amount of work that you're doing on your part. Real quick, let's rewind and look at what makes clients want to pay more in the first place. Well, as long as they need the service, they are willing to pay almost any price to have you create whatever result they're looking for in their life. So whether that's a new headshot that's going to sell their new website or business, whether that's newborn photos that they can never recreate because their baby gets older, whatever it is, you have to sell based on their needs. I know that sounds super obvious, but it's the low-hanging fruit that everybody misses. Practically speaking, they need you. You have something to sell to them. So how do we charge them more money for the same service or product you're already providing to your clients? Once we've figured out why they need you, you can start charging them a higher price. But you can't just slap a new price on your services and expect your photography clients to pay more. Instead, here's some practical strategies that you can use to charge more per client. First, nobody said that they have to pay more all in one chunk. In fact, this is really disadvantageous to you and your clients because it's hard for them to just cough up a couple $1,000s for a portrait session. However, what's one thing that we all have every single month? That's right, we get invoiced for bills, utilities, subscriptions, things that we enjoy, things that we need on a monthly basis. And so what you can do as a photographer, if you want to charge more per client, is charge more, but break it up into payments that are more manageable for your clients because they're already used to paying this way for the things in their life. So for example, most people don't go out and buy a car in cash. Sure, that does happen, but most people choose to finance things like cars and homes and large purchases. There's no reason why you can't do the same thing with your photography services. So if you want to make $4,000 off a portrait session, which I have many friends that do in their specific niches, you just have to figure out how to get your clients to pay that kind of money. And not everybody can afford $4,000 at the drop of a hat. But most people can afford $300 to $500 a month extra until that is paid off. So if you want to charge more for your weddings, for your portrait sessions, for your boudoir, whatever kind of photography you're doing, this works no matter what kind of niche you're in, you just have to charge more overall. And you are better off in the long run than if you were to take a smaller amount of money up front. Kind of like the lottery, right? You can take a little tiny chunk up front, or you can choose to have them pay you over time and you'll get a lot more money. What I love about creating payment plans for your clients is that it relieves a lot of the stress that they have in working with you because they usually don't know how much you charge and they might have a little sticker shock when you finally tell them. But when you follow it up with a statement like, "But don't worry, most people opt for my payment plan," they've just gone from, oh my gosh, to, oh, okay, I can do that. And they've already mentally said yes to working with you. Now, all you have to do is close the deal with a contract and an invoice. The second reason I love creating payment plans for clients is because it gets rid of the feast and famine cycle. What I mean by that is anybody who shoots weddings knows how dry it can get during some times of the year. So winter, Valentine's Day, those are pretty good. Most people are getting engaged. They're looking out for photographers. They're working with you. But come spring, you're shooting weddings, you're busy, but you're not really bringing in more income. Sometimes you can really start to feel the squeeze of these months where you're not really earning much. Creating payment plans helps alleviate that because you can look consistently at your bookkeeping and say, okay, I know that in July, I'm going to bring in $2,000 from 4 different clients who are paying me $500 a month. You know, before you get to that month, that your bills are already going to be paid for, and that is such a relief. It can give you some breathing room so that you can work on different projects and bigger picture projects that move the needle in your business forward. Now, the biggest question I get when people are thinking, okay, this sounds really good, but what do I do when their payment plan continues after we have our session? Or do I wait to do their session until like their annual payment plan is paid off. That doesn't make any sense. And no, it doesn't make any sense. Go and perform your services, work with your clients, get them the results they're looking for, and then allow them to keep paying on their payment plans. Every once in a while, you might have somebody who's a little slow to pay you, and we'll treat it just like every other small business does. Your dentist, doctor, lawyer, whoever it might be, has no problem sending their customers who don't pay to a collections agency. We are small business owners just like all of those professionals I just named. And I don't know why there's this hang up, because there's plenty of collections agencies out there super happy to take a small portion of your money in order to collect on the payment that your client owes you. But for some reason, we just have this story in our heads that that's not available to us, or that that would be really hard. When in reality, it doesn't have to cost you much money at all. And you don't have to do the dirty work of going after the client for money. Just like any other small business has no problem collecting the money that's owed to them, we also need to embrace that mentality and offer a solution that is beneficial not just for us, but mostly for our clients, so that they can pay us over time. The amount ends up being a greater amount than they would have coughed up in one chunk. And if for whatever reason they decide not to pay after you've warned them, you've emailed them, whatever, that's their choice. And we're going to send them to a collections agency, say, see you later, and wait for our payment to come in then. Overall, though, creating payment plans in your business is going to change the amount of money that people can pay you over the long run. And we're not talking a long, long run. We're just talking about a year or 6 months or 3 months or whatever it might be. Because when you break up a large payment into those smaller monthly chunks, people are a lot more likely to invest in a higher price service or a higher price package. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure you hit subscribe below this video or wherever it's popping up on your screen now. And be sure to watch my next video, why you aren't booking more photography clients. You can combine that one with this one and really have a powerhouse photography business. I'll see you there.